Ladies and gentlemen, Sheffield United versus Manchester United have come to an end, and it was men versus boys out there. It was playground versus high school. It was insane, and of course, Manchester United come out 3-0 victors. What's up, everybody? It's the Aiden Sports Show. Welcome back to another video. It's going to be a Manchester United match reaction and review. Big things to talk about for Manchester United. Obviously, a lot of things before the game and a few things after as well. Interesting things to talk about here. So before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aiden Sports Show. Turn notifications on. Really appreciate it. And without further ado, man, let's get right into the game itself. So before the game started, obviously there was a minute of silence for Tony Dunn, a Manchester United player who passed away at the age of 78. Now, I'd be a liar if I said I know much about this player, but they gave a pretty good good detailing briefing about who he was, what he did for Manchester United, played for over 500 games, and rest in peace. So condolences to obviously the family and the friends. And this was a good way to honour him today with a very impressive showing from Manchester United. So, going into the actual game itself, as I mentioned before, boys versus men. Sheffield United came to Manchester United, came to Old Trafford, came to the Theatre of Dreams, and absolutely got decimated from front to back, from first minute to 90 minutes. Of course, Manchester United had their weak points in the game, especially during the later half of the first half. But throughout the entire time, they looked confident, they looked dominant, and they showed that they're big bullies on the counter-attack and big bullies when it comes to actually playing possession football now. Obviously, Sheffield United is not the best opposition to be talking about possession football. You need to verse the top six. You need to verse the teams that want to come out and attack you. But we've shown some very good glimpses here, and the lineup itself was amazing. And we'll get down to Ollie's rating later on. But let's first off kick it off with Manchester United's rating, starters, bench, the whole lot. And honestly, I don't think there's a starter that gets below 6 for me. And we'll get straight to it. David De Gea. Now, if there was anybody that was going to get a 6, it would be him. But I'm just going to bump it up to 7. Like, the guy had nothing to do. He made one save. But besides that, he actually passed the ball out from the back very well. Something that has been questioned about him for a very long period of time. He ended up doing it very well. And normally he would get a 6, but after such a great performance, I feel like everybody deserves to get their recognition. David De Gea is going to get a 7 for me, because I don't want anybody to get a 6. I truly feel like no one deserves it. So, going on to Aaron Wan Bissaka, our right back. What a player he is, man. Genuinely, one of the most exciting players to watch. I've never been so excited to watch a defensive player in my life than Wan Bissaka, especially on the defensive end as well. I'm giving him an 8. I don't think he was very noticeable in terms of his defense today, because Sheffield did nothing. But offensively, he was a threat. He was a threat passing-wise. He got an assist to Martial, and he was just all around a good influence on the game today. I feel like 8's a very comfortable score. Didn't put a foot wrong, and he got an offensive collection cross to his piece to show that he can cross, and people are really underestimating his crossing abilities. Not only was it a good cross, he took on his player to cross that ball. It wasn't past him. He took that player on. I feel like that was a very good assist, probably the best assist that he's gotten as a Manchester United player, in my eyes at least. So fair play to Aaron Wan Bissaka. 8 is a brilliant score. Victor Lindelof. I'm giving Victor Lindelof a 7. Wasn't the most dominant of the centre-backs between the two, but he definitely played his part well. Good covering for Harry Maguire. Both of them had great covering, and the partnership showed well here. Now, obviously, there were glimpses of a good partnership there, but of course, Sheffield didn't attack much, if any at all. And it's a big issue to say there's a good partnership when they don't attack, because obviously, what else are we going to say? It's not like they had a bad partnership today. So, with Victor Lindelof, I feel like he did play extremely well. Passing from the back is normally a shoo-in for Victor Lindelof. He won a few headers today as well. But moving on to Harry Maguire, and Harry Maguire, for me, gets an 8. He was a lot better on the offensive end than I would say Victor Lindelof was. He got a goal that was disallowed from a free kick, pushing in the back. Fair enough call, but he won the header. He was a bigger threat. He was a bigger threat defensively as well. He won everything in the air, positionally spectacular. Great passing, great covering for Victor Lindelof as well. Both of these players work very well together, something that we're not going to say very often. But an 8 is well and truly deserved for Harry Maguire. Well done, well done, well done. Next up, Luke Shaw gets an 8 as well. Luke Shaw was spectacular today. Arguably the best defender in the game once again. Attacking-wise, this guy is getting consistently better attacking-wise. Now, I wish there was more crosses into the box from both Wan Bissaka and Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw put Ighalo in on a plate, and it was a poor touch that Ighalo couldn't get the goal, couldn't even get the opportunity really. But Luke Shaw was everywhere today. He ran past the defense. He made things happen. He pushed the pace. He made he put pressure on Sheffield United's defense, which is something as a fullback is all you want. You want to give Sheffield United another player to think about, to defend about, to constantly be worrying about. And Luke Shaw was that player on the left-hand side. Yes, he left. He did cut in a lot from when defending. He cut into a centre-back position a lot, and I feel like that's going to be the normal for Luke Shaw. He's not going to be a player that absolutely is an all-out-and-out left-back. A lot of the time he does cut in, which leaves that left-back position, that left-hand position open for a cross. That's a big issue. But I feel like it was an issue that was ill avoided because basically their crosses went nowhere near anybody except for one. So fair enough for Luke Shaw. I feel like down the line he's going to need to work a little bit on that. But during this time, man, he has been I would say he's been our best player since the comeback. And it's great to see. And people are starting to change their mind about Luke Shaw. And that's important as well. Not only is it important to show that Luke Shaw is one of the better left-backs in the Premier League defensively, but also it's coming to show that people are genuinely starting to see what Luke Shaw's all about now. And maybe this is the real Luke Shaw that we're going to see for years and years to come, with the right mentality, the right confidence, and hopefully a good track record with his injuries. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about Luke Shaw, but I'll have to decide on who's man of the match later. Actually, I don't have to decide because I think I forgot. Anyway, going on to the CDM, Nemanja Matic. Nemanja Matic was so underrated in this game, it is beyond belief. I'm giving him an 8. He was amazing today as well. The fact that he gave, not only was he good at sitting back playing his position, he is the king of filling in other people's positions to let them go forward. Luke Shaw, when he goes forward, Matic is playing left back. Wan Bissaka, when he's going forward, Matic is playing right back. Harry Maguire, when he wants to have a go, Matic is playing centre back. When they need an extra man to pass to, Matic is there. I feel like he is always in the right place at the right time, and that comes with experience. That comes with knowing the team and knowing his game amazingly. Only once did I see him turn the ball over today, and it was being caught on possession, which is typical for Matic. He's always on possession, but I feel like he was so underrated. People are probably not going to even realize how good he played today. But for me, well done. Well done. Paul Pogba. I thought Paul Pogba did play very well today. I thought this was an easy game for Paul Pogba. I thought he just strolled through, just had a laugh, had a great time. He could probably play another 90 minutes with the way that he played today. Genuinely did not even need to lift a finger and still made an impact in this game. So I'm not going to give him an 8. I don't think he was that great, but he gets a 7, and I think it's a generous 7, considering it possibly could be an 8 for many people. I don't mean by generous. I mean like it's a good 7. It's a high 7. It's basically what I'm trying to say. And yeah, he didn't put a foot wrong. He actually had a really good passage of play where he played Wan Bissaka in for a goal. He also did his little nutmegs and tricks, nearly got in and goal. There's a lot of opportunities for Paul Pogba there. But again, like he was just so chillaxed, man. Like he it's like the world was off of his back. He played free. That's the first time I've seen Paul Pogba literally not be the biggest threat on the pitch. And that's pretty scary because he made an impact today as well. People don't understand it, but he made an impact. He may have not got an assist. He may have not got a goal, but he played a big part in a lot of goals here. So That's all I have to say. Paul Pogba. Anyway, Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to give Bruno Fernandes a 7 as well. Also played a big part in the goal for Wan Bissaka's cross to Martial. I think he was the main contributor besides Pogba. And again, with Bruno, you give the ball away a lot, but you do that in chances of having a fantastic pass, which eventually it will cut through the defense. And in the end, it didn't today. He didn't get a goal or an assist, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he makes an impact. He's scary. People are afraid of him. He is the big impact for Manchester United. Whether he turns the ball over or not, people are scared. People get to him when he gets the ball because they don't want him to have the time and space to create a pass. They have to get on him consistently. That let Pogba play a little bit more free. And when they have to go on Pogba, Bruno's open. It's a beautiful relationship that these two could potentially have. And this makes me want Paul Pogba to stay next season even more, because if we're able to get a proper right winger and we're able to have so much depth and quality all around the pitch, it's only going to be a scary thought for other teams to try and verse us. And it's going to be scary already. It is scary for a lot of teams. And Sheffield was scared today. And it's just those two. Those two in the midfield really took hold of things, and Matic was there in case anything went wrong. It's a perfect partnership. It's a perfect trio, and I can't wait to see this team, or at least this midfield, play more in the future. I felt like all of them did their job superb. Going into the attackers. Now, firstly, let's start with Mason Greenwood. The only reason I'm giving Mason Greenwood a 7 is because his impact on the shot on goal is frightening. He is a scary player to verse. Seriously. Even though Martial got the hat-trick, I feel like they were more scared of Mason Greenwood because he is extremely clinical. They always had to get a body on him. Not one shot was necessarily free. He was never free. Martial, he was free for a lot of those goals. But honestly, with Mason Greenwood, it's so scary because he can get a shot off with left and right in an instant, and it's so close to being on target. It's scary. And he had a lot of good shots. He made a good impact. And I think he's becoming well established to that right wing role, and is becoming more established as a Premier League first teamer at this time. And he looks like a different player, and I can truly see him getting a goal eventually, man. Today was not his day. He wasn't in the play a lot. He didn't have much of the ball, but when he did, he made an impact. And I think that's the next thing for Mason Greenwood, to get more involved in the game, because when he gets a little bit more involved, we can see the danger is going to be there for him and for Manchester United, and other teams are going to have to defend him just like they defend Martial and Rashford. It's not easy, and it's basically impossible. Anyway, going on to Marcus Rashford, speaking of the man himself, his game actually today probably deserves a 6 or even a 5, but he got 2 assists. So he's getting a 7. Add that up. He's getting a 7. Rashford, it doesn't look like he's in fantastic form at the moment, but of course the dude just came back from injury, so there's no shame in saying that he's having a bad few stints. His first 2 games back were not fantastic. Like, come on, to give the guy a break. He deserves the opportunity to get back into form. It was a gruesome injury that he went through. It took multiple months out of his career, which thankfully he's able to get back. So it's just about timing, ensuring that he's going to stay healthy enough to keep on playing, and we're going to see Marcus Rashford again. Stay tuned, man. We have 8 games with lower division teams where we can try and practice the same lineup that we can get ready for next season, and even in the Europa League. And we have the time and the patience and the quality to go and attack teams now. And it's a different Manchester United today, and Rashford will only be a big contributor to that. Going on to the striker and the man of the match, by far, Anthony Martial. 10. Fantastic. Honestly, fantastic. Didn't put a foot wrong. I don't even think he turned the ball over today. First goal, Rashford decided to shoot a ball at him, man. Like, that was almost a gun firing range. And the guy was able to just get a foot out, hit it in the right direction, a good enough hit as well to send it into the goals. Very, very pacey, almost impossible to save from how fast the cross was and how fast the shot went in. wow. I mean, he made it look easy, but that's difficult, and it's difficult for a goalkeeper to save. Trust me, I am a goalkeeper. I'm not a good one, but I am one, and it's difficult to save those shots, man, especially when they're right in front of you. Going into the second goal, Wan Bissaka, Bruno passes to Pogba, Pogba to Wan Bissaka. Wan Bissaka takes on his man, crosses the ball, very, very fast, crosses well, very low. Martial gets on the end of it, 2-0. And obviously, the third goal, and my favourite goal, I believe Martial, he cuts in, he finds Rashford, passes Rashford for the 1-2, Rashford with a beautiful pass, goes in for the goal again, and congratulations, Martial is the first player to get a hat-trick in the Premier League for Manchester United post Sir Alex Ferguson. No one could do it from the David Moyes era, Louis van Gaal era, Jose Mourinho era, but Oli has succeeded in a fantastic game where Martial showed that he is a number 9 and people can finally just shut up about him not being a number 9. Anybody, and I'm sick to death of saying this, anybody that thinks he's not a number 9, go look at his stats, man. Go look at his stats. The guy's had 2 months off and he's about to... He's probably his 19th, 20th goal of the season in total. Come on, man. Like, what else does he have to do? Does he have to score a hat-trick every day, every single night for you guys to believe he's not a striker? I mean, look, I love Rashford as much as the next guy, but to say that Rashford deserves to be the striker and Martial shouldn't is just a lie, man. Both of them equally probably have the right to go and say, I should be the number 9 of Manchester United. But don't ever say that Martial should never deserve it, because he's done something incredible today, and he's done something that no other number 9, including Marcus Rashford, was able to do. I love my Manchester United team. I love the positions that they play. I love both of these players. But seriously, people need to look at Martial now and think he's a number 9. Otherwise, you're clearly not watching the same Manchester United I'm watching, and majority of the other fans around there are watching. You're watching something different. You're watching something that involves just an agenda, really, over a player, which I don't know why it's happening, but please stop it. Like, the guy deserves to at least get a chance to prove you wrong, and he's doing it, man, and you guys just can't see it. I don't know. I'm only talking to a select few people. I'm not talking about every single person. I'm sure a lot of people love Martial, as I like Martial. Yes, there's obvious weaknesses in his game, as is everybody, and those weaknesses can be exemplified a lot in certain games. But when push comes to shove, I don't think there's anybody at Manchester United I'd rather have as a number 9 than Martial at the moment. So fair play, well done. And hopefully we can see many more hat-tricks from many of our players in the future. Greenwood, Rashford, Bruno, anybody, man. Give Harry Maguire a hat-trick one day, man. Let it happen. Let it happen. Come on, boys. Let's get Harry Maguire a hat-trick. Anyway, that's the Manchester United reaction and review. We'll go to the bench now. Oh, this is going to be so tough to remember. So, Ighalo is the first one that I remember. 6. Look, I think everybody's going to get a 6, but I'm just going to say it. Had a good shot on goal towards the end of the game. Didn't do much. If he scored, probably would have got a 7, but he didn't. And if anything, he made it very, very hard for himself. So 6. Andreas Pereira, 6. I didn't really see much of him. If anything, he stumbled on the ball the only time I really saw him. But again, not enough time to say that he did anything bad or good. It was just the 10 minutes of keeping the ball. Daniel James, 6. Again, similar to Andreas, didn't do anything wrong. He held the ball nicely, actually. He outstrengthed a very tall guy. Don't know who that guy is, but fair enough. Dan James is getting in the gym, man. He's working. Who else came in? Scott McTominay, number 4. 6, didn't do much, if anything, really. And Wan Mata, 6. No one really had a chance to prove themselves. So yeah, fantastic play from the boys. Ollie gets a 10 out of 10 for his coaching today. Absolutely superb team. And honestly, I'm wrong in the preview when I said I didn't want Matic anywhere near this game, because my goodness, he shut me up, man. And I feel like he's solidified his place as the starter. So Fred and McTominay now are going to have to work double as hard to try and make their way into that team, because that team looked unbeatable tonight. Sheffield United came to Theatre of Dreams, came to Old Trafford to basically get their ass handed to them, and off they go back to Sheffield. That's basically what happens here. Go watch the game if you haven't watched it. It was superb. And I don't know who we have next. We definitely have a good section of... Oh, I do know who we have next, actually. We've got Norwich in the FA Cup. So it's going to see if we're going to rotate our team or if we're going to let it play out. Who knows? Because at the end of the day, I think Manchester United can get away with playing the same team every single game, and they'll be relatively fit because there's no Europa League. It's only FA Cup and Premier League, and FA Cup won't be played every week. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what Ollie decides to do in terms of that FA Cup game. Are we going to take it relatively serious? Are we going to end up focusing purely on the Premier League, or are we going to try and go for both and maybe make top four, win the FA Cup and the Europa League? I mean, this is the perfect opportunity for us to do it, because the Europa League is going to happen after the league finishes, really. So they can go ahead and win the Europa League and also win the FA Cup. That would be amazing. That'd be the best success I've seen post Sir Alex Ferguson, really. But maybe Jose's first season is something to talk about. But nevertheless, I'm extremely happy that I stayed up for this game. It's damn near 6 o'clock now in the morning, and I'm happy and I'm excited. And I probably won't be able to sleep tonight because I saw Manchester United in a very good form, and I don't even think that's their best, because a lot of the time they looked slow and they looked relatively like they're just gonna take it easy. So when I see Manchester United fully pumped up, maybe against the Tottenham again or an Arsenal, fully pumped up and going full speed ahead with that team, that's frightening. And I don't know if Arsenal can take it, to be honest. Have you seen them lately? Like, oh, God. All right, guys. Enough rambling and talking about Arsenal. I don't need to say anything about them anymore. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the Aiden Sports Show YouTube channel. If I've missed anything, because it seems like I always miss something with these reviews and previews, be sure to tell me. The man of the match is definitely Anthony Martial. I think I've got everything under wraps, so I'm going to end it here. Have a wonderful and safe day. Take care and peace.